Most people you know are not aware that life is a game meant to be won. That's why you see them feeling stuck, tired, and bored. Well, by the end of this video, not only will you understand the purpose of the game, but the rules and how to win it too. Life is a strategy game. You don't even choose to play the game to begin with. You don't choose your character or the location where you drop onto the map. The good thing is, though, you can customize your character as you progress. The goal of the game is to use the resources you have at your disposal to build a life you're proud of. And this is your responsibility and yours alone. Life is a single-player game with cooperative quests. You're born alone, and you will die alone. There are quests where the game will require multiple players, but overall, it's your decision on how you're going to play the game. The key to winning is simply managing your resources. So time is your most valuable resource. You have to protect it and leverage it for the long-term fulfillment because it is the only resource that is not replenishable. Later on in the game, money also plays an important part, and so do relationships, health, and your ability to sacrifice. The only way to judge your own performance in the game of life is to play it. The only real IQ test is if you get what you want in life. Everything else is, well, bullshit, okay? Think about your life and what it was like growing up. Your childhood was your tutorial stage. You don't have too much input on the narrative, you have to simply survive and understand the basics. You absorb like a sponge the culture you're in, the behaviors of those in your environment, and that's where your version 1 software gets installed. The problem is, the game is rigged against you, okay? Here's why. Every child is trained by their parents for a world that is one generation out of date. That's the catch with the tutorial. You're getting general idea of what life will be like, but nothing concrete. You learn by watching your peers play the game and playing alongside them. Small choices shift your destiny as you figure out who you are. Now, you might have never thought about it like this, but the seat you choose in class decides your life. Because we become just like the people we play with, that's why your mom told you not to play with the kid who ate dirt. For as long as you live, you will be the average of the 5 people you spend most of your time with. Once you finish school, life changes from a linear to an open-world game. For the remainder of your life, you're free to move around and explore the world. Not every place has the same opportunities for growth. Since you're at a low level and life is a strategy game of managing resources, you need to get your hands on more of them. And farming for resources isn't gonna look the same everywhere you go. Change locations and you'll find it easier to make progress. The game is set up in such a way that you can win no matter where you are on the map, but some regions are more difficult to play than others. Lucky for you, the version you're playing right now has the most absurd abundance of opportunities, walkthroughs, and tutorials there's ever been. As far as we know, there's only one app specifically designed to increase the quality of your life in what we call the 5 pillars of a good life: money, health, intellect, emotions, and relationships. We know about it because we've been building it for the past 2 years, okay? Over 200,000 people have downloaded our app so far, and they're blown away because they've never experienced something like the Alux app before. Scan the QR code on screen right now to get yourself a yearly subscription for 25% off. Now here's the thing, everyone else is playing the same game as you are at the same time, but with slightly different quests. And the way that you play completely changes once you realize others have won the game you're about to play and you can learn from them. In your early stage, the game is focused on building experience. You farm XP until you can level up. As you progress, more narratives open up and you become a stronger player. There are a lot of mini games you get to play along the way, like sports, entertainment, dating, traveling, or sex. But do not mistake the side quest for the main storyline. The difference between video games and real life is that in video games, you have a much clearer sense of the objectives. Games are structured on incremental progress in quests. First, talk to this person, then go there and defeat that dragon and return with the item for the reward. Life is kind of built the same way. The only difference is it won't tell you what you need to do next. That, you have to figure out all by yourself. The truth is, everyone knows exactly what they should be doing in order to win the game of life, but unlike video games where you can speed run through or change the difficulty setting, life has a pretty straightforward rhythm, doesn't it? It's like a Super Mario game where time only passes forward and not backward. Also, no respawns, so don't screw it up big time. The main rules of the game are separated into two: the laws of physics and the laws of society. Ironically, the more we think about it, the more we realize life is the only game where your skin actually matters. That has to do with the societal rules we mentioned earlier. The higher the level you're on, the more difficult the challenges you'll have to solve. Everything difficult in your life right now is a test to see if you're ready to level up. If you're unable to solve a problem, it simply means you don't have enough experience or the resources to overcome it. So you either go back to farming for resources or you check the tutorial or a walkthrough somewhere online. Whenever a problem or a challenge occurs, you can respond with either A, a solution, or B, a distraction. Whichever you choose will become a keyboard shortcut in the future, so choose carefully, okay? Because distractions will not get you to the top of the mountain. If life is a game, then self-confidence, oh, that is a cheat code. Those who believe they can, well, they usually do. Other players will react based on how you're playing the game. The more action you take, the more rewards will follow. So don't fantasize, don't complain, because none of these will move the game forward for you. If you want to make real progress, focus on skills. Choose your skills carefully because some skills are way more valuable than others. Click in the top right corner to see a list of 15 skills that will pay off forever. Because skills, they don't add up, they multiply. Skills stack on top of skills, and combinations of skills are incredibly powerful. As you mature in the game of life, money becomes one of the most valuable resources too. So figure out money, and all other money challenges are taken care of. It's incredibly hard to get rich working for somebody else, so start a business and watch your life unfold. In the early stage, you'll need to trade for money. The most abundant resource you can trade is your time, but be careful with what you do with the money. The hack for solving money is to solve expensive problems for people who have the money for the solution. Your early days should be focused on capital gains. You need a lot of money and you need it fast. So be willing to sacrifice as much as you can afford to live below your means and get those gold coins. Willpower is incredibly important here, but it does diminish throughout the day, so maximize its value in your productivity cycle. And once you get good at it, don't spend the money you earned. Invest it. Most people work and then buy things. Those who win the game of money, well, they work, invest, and those investments pay for the things they want. You win the game of money once you no longer live off of earned income. At this stage, your investments generate more money than you need to keep playing the game, so you're free to do whatever you please. Children do change the game dynamic a fair bit. Time and energy suffer, plus they introduce random events into the mix. Personal development is considerably slower at this stage, so ideally you'd want to solve as much of the day-to-day mechanics before having children. Stay optimistic and solution-oriented, okay? Pessimism is the easiest game to play. Just point at everything around you and label it as bad and unchangeable. Congrats, you're just wasting your time in the game. The more you think about games, the more you realize just how important it is to actually play the game. Those who constantly play the game get better at the game itself, be it chess, going to the gym, dating, being a good parent, or making money. consistent time in the field levels you up. So you need to be consistent here. Do not disregard the flow of time. You need to act with a sense of urgency in this game. Too many people think they'll enjoy the game when they're old, but look, okay, certain quests are only available to you at this moment in time and will never be available again. And time also flows at different speeds. The 10 years between 25 and 35 seem far shorter than the 4 years between 14 and 18. It all boils down to how you spend your time. Games are supposed to be fun, but also challenging, so embrace those challenges as they come. And although life might seem structured as some kind of competence hierarchy, you can enjoy playing the game even if you're not at the top of the leaderboard. Everyone is playing the same game to be happy and fulfilled. As your childhood memories serve as proof, a game is a lot more enjoyable when you're playing it with fun people. So choose to play the game of life with those who bring a smile to your face. Throughout your life, you'll encounter NPCs. Be kind to them, okay? Because they're there to make your journey more pleasant. How you treat those who can do little for you will determine how rough the road ahead will be. If you optimize your gameplay for a life well lived, it doesn't matter what other players do. You see, Alexer, all players die after about 29,000 days. That's about 80 years. So we encourage you to check how many days you've already spent. Most likely, there's no respawn when it all ends, so you get this one chance to play this game that we call life. So play it well, my friend. Be proud of your highlight reels and of the people you shared the game with. Be a team player, make memories, and above everything else, understand that life is a perpetually challenging game, meaning you only win when you decide that you won the game. Otherwise, you'll spend all of your time playing to get to a finish line that you will never find. And this right here is where we end up with two schools of thought. One that thinks of life as a game with set rules that you get to play however you want, and the second school of thought that thinks life is a movie with a predetermined script where you have no power to change the ending. We want to know where you stand on this because the distinction changes how you're going to live your life. So we're asking, do you believe that life is like a game or a movie? Let us know in the comments why you think that way, and hopefully the entire community will benefit from your input. Now, as for the loyal Aluxers who always watch our videos until the very end, of course there's a bonus waiting. You can have anything you want in life, but not everything. You have to be specific and willing to choose. Why? Well, because no matter what you want, you're running on limited resources, so there will always be an opportunity cost. The good thing is you can be more than one thing at a time or at different points in time. So Alexer, you can get anything you want in life if you're willing to figure out the cost required to get it and be willing to put in the work at the expense of everything else. The only reason why most people never get what they want in life is because they're not willing to become the person worthy of it. Once you change yourself, your reality changes with it. The rewards in the game of life are pretty linear. Do this, get that. So it's just a matter of doing it. We want you to think deeply about what you want from life and to change the way you think about progress. Start thinking about life as a game. You get to play this game and it's going to be so much fun you're not going to believe it. Treat it as such and you'll enjoy every second, even the hard parts. Too many people never level up. They're stuck playing the same level over and over again, and for them, the game feels boring as shit. If you know the game has hundreds of levels, why would you stop at level 10 thinking this is more than enough? Embrace the challenge and find out where the storyline leads you. If you're ready for it, write "Game On" in the comments. Let's see how many of you are already playing. Thanks for watching this video, Alexer. We're really proud of it since we always thought about life as a game. We handpicked this video for you to watch next, and if you're serious about winning the game of life, get the Alux app. It's better than anything we have here on YouTube.